Story 1. And then one day you find 10 years have got behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun. And you run to catch up with the sun. But it is sinking. Story 2. I know someday you will have a beautiful life. I know you will be a star in somebody else's sky. But why can't it be? Oh, can it be mine? Pearl Jam, Black. Story 3. You can spend your whole life building something from nothing. One storm can come and blow it all away. Build it anyway. Martina McBride. Story 4. I have squandered my resistance for a pocketful of mumbles. Such are promises. The boxer, Paul Simon. Story 5. When I was a child, I caught a fleeting glimpse. Out of the corner of my eye, I turned to look, but it was gone. Cannot put my finger on it now. The child is grown. The dream is gone. Story 6. The hardest part of ending is starting again. Linkin Park, Waiting for the End. Edit. Oh my God. Also, how could I forget? Messed Up. Oh, you want to see Messed Up? In Kill All Predators by Banshee and Zand, that whole part of the song, especially how raw it sounds, made me cry the first few times, not gonna lie. Story 7. Lots of Joni Mitchell, but lately Jason Isbell's If We Were Vampires has this lyric about how lifelong relationships will go. Maybe time running out is a gift. I'll work hard until the end of my shift and give you every second I can find and hope it isn't me who's left behind. It's knowing that this can't go on forever. Likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together, but one day I'll be gone or one day you'll be gone. So true. Story 8. The screen door slams, Mary's dress sways. Like a vision, she dances across the porch as the radio plays. When my wife and I first started dating, she would literally skip across the porch running to meet me in my truck because she was waiting for me to drive up the driveway at her parents' farmhouse. We have been together for 26 years. Story 9. Probably, I'm not okay. I promise for My Chemical Romance. I know it's dramatic and kind of emo, but that one line felt like someone finally said what I couldn't. Sometimes you just need a song to scream the truth for you when you're too tired to explain it yourself. Story 10. All day, every day, therapist, mother, maid, nymph, then a virgin, nurse, then a servant. Just an appendage living to attend him, so that he never lifts a finger. 24/7 baby machine, so he can live out his picket fence dreams. It's not an act of love if you make her. You make me do too much labor. Labor by Paris Paloma. The 24/7 baby machine messed me up something fierce. Story 11. When I left your house this morning, it was a little after 9. It was in Bobcaygeon I saw the constellations reveal themselves one star at a time. Story 12. Stole the only girl I loved and drowned her deep inside of me. Story 13. If you take a good look at my face, you will see my smile looks out of place. If you look closer, it is easy to trace the tracks of my tears. Story 14. When my depression works the night shift, all the people I have ignored stand in the room. Story 15. You are damned if you do and you are damned if you do not, so you might as well just do whatever you want. Casey Musgraves, Follow Your Arrow. Story 16. We grew up way too fast, and now there is nothing to believe, and reruns all become our history, named by the Goo Goo Dolls. Story 17. Probably every depressing Pink Floyd lyric is going to be in this thread, but I am going to nominate Another Brick in the Wall Part 3. I do not need any arms around me. I do not need any drugs to calm me. I have seen the writing on the wall. Do not think I need anything at all. No, do not think I need anything at all. All in all, it was all just bricks in the wall. All in all, you were all just bricks in the wall. The whole track is thick with bitterness, but the last line always gets me. He describes people, events, and himself as bricks in the wall throughout the entire album, but something about looking back and realizing that is all anyone was to him. He remembers his peers and just sees a faceless mass, a list of reasons to cut himself off from the world. Damn, man. Story 18. And I would give up forever to touch you, because I know that you feel me somehow. You are the closest to heaven that I will ever be, and I do not want to go home right now. All I can taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your life. Sooner or later, it is over. I just do not want to miss you tonight, and I do not want the world to see me, because I do not think that they would understand. When everything is made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. Story 19. Somebody once asked, could I spare some change for gas? I need to get myself away from this place. I said, yes, what a concept. I could use a little fuel myself, and we could all use a little change. Story 20. I was doing fine without you until I saw your face. Now I cannot erase it. Less I know, the better, Tame Impala. Story 21. Well, I've been afraid of changing, because I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder. Even children get older. And I'm getting older, too. Landslide, Fleetwood Mac. I know someday you will have a beautiful life. I know you will be a star in somebody else's sky. But why can't it be? Oh, can't it be mine? Black Pearl Jam. Story 22. Bittersweet by Zac Brown Band is the saddest song I've ever heard. I have no idea why I ever listened to it. My wife has had a number of health issues throughout our relationship, and I just break down every time I hear it. Here's an excerpt. Doctor said there's nothing we can do. Took my hand, said take me home, to the only place with half a chance to take the pain away. Make me feel alive before I go. You said life is only borrowed. So let's wash away our sorrow. That tomorrow I won't be here with you. Go and live your life with no regrets. And don't forget how much I love you. I love you. Story 23. Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. Fire and Rain. James Taylor. Story 24. King's X. Life going by. I've seen a wind-torn sky, and I've felt the river cry, and I've seen the old ones have their say. I've known the Constitution, and I've seen a revolution, and I've seen the birds all fly away. I've climbed in the back, and I've hung from the rack, and I've died more than once on the way, and I've sat there in awe, and I've seen myself fall, and I've felt the full light of the day. All my life going by, all my life going by, my life going by. I've read confusing fiction, and lived a contradiction, and I've wondered where on earth I've been. I've known a love forever, a truth I couldn't sever, a cord that flows as free as wind. I've stood on the mountain and drank from the fountain, and poured it all out on the floor, turned my back to the glory and walked the 10th story, and come back to knock on your door. All my life going by, all my life going. Story 25. Even if I say it will be all right, still I hear you say you want to end your life. Now and again we try to just stay alive. Maybe we will turn it all around because it is not too late. It is never too late. Story 26. I am going to get so much criticism for this, but I do not want the world to see me because I do not think that they would understand. When everything is meant to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. All my life, I have just wanted someone to see me for who I am through this whole crazy world. That lyric will always hit close to home. I cried the first time I heard this song as a child, and it still makes me cry. Story 27. It is my life, and it is now or never because I am not going to live forever. I just want to live while I am alive. It is my life. Story 28. In the End by Linkin Park came when I was taking a lot of losses in life, so that hit hard. Now I cannot get through Johnny Cash's cover of Hurt without tearing up. If the video is on too, I am done. Story 29. And she said, losing love is like a window in your heart. Everybody sees you're blown apart. Everybody sees the wind blow. Graceland, Paul Simon. I can't make up the fire the way that she could. I spend all my days in the search for dry wood, board all the windows and close the front door. I can't believe she won't be here anymore. Hounds of Winter, Sting. Story 30. What I have felt, what I have known, never shined through in what I have shown. Never be, never see, won't see what might have been. What I have felt, what I have known, never shined through in what I have shown. Never free, never me, so I dub thee unforgiven. Story 31. Tori Kelly's song In the Blink of an Eye was written in memory of singer Christina Grimmie. who was murdered by a deranged fan after a concert during a meet and greet in 2016, the same weekend as the Pulse nightclub shooting. I can't help but think what you would be if you just had the chance to turn 23. Story 32. No hero in your tragedy. No daring in your escape. No salutes for your surrender. Nothing noble in your fate. Christ, what have you done? Rush the pass. Story 33. But for now, love, let's be real. I never thought I could act this way, and I have to say that I just do not get it. I do not know where we went wrong, but the feeling is gone, and I just cannot get it back. If you could read my mind by Gordon Lightfoot. Story 34. Life, it seems, will fade away, drifting further every day, getting lost within myself. Nothing matters, no one else. I have lost the will to live, simply nothing more to give. There is nothing more for me, need the end to set me free. Things are not what. Story 35. And you run to catch up with the sun, but it is sinking, racing around to come up behind you again. The sun is the same in a relative way, but you are older, shorter of breath, and one day closer to death. Story 36. This is almost 40 years old, and it can still easily bring me to tears. I would have given you all of my heart, but there is someone who has torn it apart, and he has taken just all that I had. But if you want, I will try to love again. Baby, I will try to love again, but I know the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. Rod Stewart. Story 37. And I am so terrified of no one else but myself. I am here all the time. I will not go away. Story 38. 1977. Dan Hill. Sometimes when we touch. The line, sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much. The whole song really moves me, but this line makes me tear up. I find it a very powerful thought. Story 39. I want you so badly I will go back on the things I believe. There, I just said it. I am scared you will forget about me. Story 40. I know someday you will have a beautiful life. I know you will be a star in somebody else's sky. But why? Why can't it be, oh, can it be mine? Black by Pearl Jam. The delivery is what really makes it hit home. Story 41. Slow down, you crazy child. You are so ambitious for a young person, but if you are so smart, tell me why you are still so afraid. Story 42. It's a French-Canadian song by Ariane Moffat, and it goes like, L'ouverture de l'esprit n'est pas une fracture du crâne, which means open-mindedness is not a fractured skull. Story 43. Suffocate me, so my tears can be rain. I will water the ground where I stand, so the flowers can grow back again. Story 44. I wish I could give you that look that's perfectly unsad. My wife has depression. Story 45. Short people got no reason to live. Short people got nobody to love. Randy Newman. I live, yeah I live, yeah I live, yeah I live. I live, I live, I live. Tranquilized. I'm numb and unfeeling, so I just burn and stare at the ceiling. I'm here but so far away. Story 46. NF the search. The point I'm making is the mind is a powerful place, and what you feed it can affect you in a powerful way. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, but it's not always safe. Just hang with me, this will only take a moment. Okay? Just think about it for a second. If you look at your face, every day when you get up and think you'll never be great, you'll never be great, not because you're not, but the hate will always find a way to cut you up and murder your faith. Story 47. He had enough, he couldn't take any more. He found a place in his mind and slammed the door. No matter how they tried, they couldn't understand. They washed and dressed him, fed him by hand. I have left the world behind. I am safe here in my mind. I am free to speak with my own kind. This is my life. I will decide, not you. Beyond the realms of death, Judas Priest. Story 48. We both lie silently still. In the dead of the night, although we both lie close together, we feel miles apart inside. Was it something I said or something I did? Did my words not come out right? Though I tried not to hurt you, though I tried, but I guess that is why they say, Every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn, just like every cowboy sings his sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah, it does. I listened to her favorite song, playing on the radio. Hear the disc jockey say love's a game of easy come and easy go. But I wonder, does he know? Has he ever felt like this? And I know that you would be here right now. If I could have let you know somehow, I guess. Every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn, just like every cowboy sings his sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Though it has been a while now, I could still feel so much pain. Like the knife that cuts you, the wound heals, but that scar remains. I know I could have saved a love that night, if I had known what to say. Instead of making love, we both made our separate ways. And now I hear you found somebody. Story 49. 'Cause nothing lasts forever and we both know hearts can change. It is hard to hold a candle in the cold November rain. Nothing lasts forever, even cold November rain. Story 50. So we open up a quarrel between the present and the past. We only sacrifice the future. It is the bitterness that lasts. So do not yield to the fortunes you sometimes see as fate. It may have a new perspective on a different day. And if you do not give up and do not give in, you may just be okay. Story 51. I have 3. Wind beneath my wings. Did you ever know that you are my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings. In the air tonight. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you have been. It has all been a pack of lies. World, what kind of world do you want? Think anything. Let us start at the start. Build a masterpiece. Be careful what you wish for. History starts now. Story 52. Time by Pink Floyd. Tired of lying in the sunshine, staying home to watch the rain. You are young and life is long, and there is time to kill today. Then one day you find 10 years have got behind you. No one told you when to run, you missed the starting gun. This is the saddest, most truthful song ever. The entire song feels like a punch in the face with truth. Story 53, hands down. Because of you, Kelly Clarkson. I will not make the same mistakes that you did. I will not let myself cause my heart so much misery. I will not break the way you did. You fell so hard. I've learned the hard way to never let it get that far. Because of you, I never stray too far from the sidewalk. Because of you, I learned to play on the safe side so I don't get hurt. Because of you, I find it hard to trust not only me but everyone around me. Because of you, I am afraid. I lose my way, and it's not too long before you point it out. Cannot cry, because I know that's weakness in your eyes. I'm forced to fake a smile, a laugh, every day of my life. My heart can't possibly break, when it wasn't even whole to start with. Because of you, I never stray too far from the sidewalk. Because of you, I learned to play on the safe side so I don't get hurt. Because of you, I find it hard to trust not only me but everyone around me. Because of you, I am afraid. I watched you die. I heard you cry. Every night. Story 54. I'm just a little bit caught in the middle. Life is a maze and love is a riddle. This is from the song The Show by Lenka. I heard it one day while doing random things, and suddenly I realized that it perfectly describes my current personality. Story 55. Work song by Hosier for Love. I didn't care much how long I lived, but I swear, I thought I dreamed her. She never asked me once about the wrong I did. The song and my husband came into my life at the same time. I had just come out of an abusive family after 19 years, my entire childhood and upbringing. I was recently released from the hospital after an attempt on my life. My husband sent me a message expressing that he loved me and always had loved me, inviting me to spend the weekend. I moved in 6 months later, and we have been together for a decade now. I was a bad person who did awful things to people because of my abuse. He never judged me or made me feel guilty. He gave me the space and love I needed to come to terms with myself and my past. He loved and loves me in ways no song could describe. but they sure do try. Story 56. I have 2 tattoos, both from Dave Matthews Band. I will go in this way and find my own way out from 41. Because I have to do everything myself and I have never had the luxury of relying on others. Would you not like to be sitting on top of the world with your legs hanging free? From lie in our graves. Because I overthink everything and I need to stop worrying about everything. Story 57. Can you see your days blighted by darkness? Is it true you beat your fists on the floor, stuck in a world of isolation, while the ivy grows over the door? So I opened the door to my enemies, and I asked, could we wipe the slate clean? But they tell me to please go away. No, you just cannot win. Story 58. The second verse from Mosh Eminem. All the people up top, on the side and the middle. Come together, let's all bomb and swamp just a little. Just let it gradually build from the front to the back. All you can see is a sea of people, some white and some black. Don't matter what color. All that matters is we gathered together. To celebrate for the same cause, don't matter the weather. If it rains, let it rain, yeah, the wetter the better. They ain't gonna stop us, they can't, we're stronger now more than ever. They tell us no, we say yeah, they tell us stop, we say go. Rebel with a rebel yell, raise hell, we gonna let them know. Stomp, push, shove, mush, forget Bush until they bring our troops home. Story 59. It just takes some time. Little girl, you are in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be all right? Story 60. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade. He carries the reminder of every glove that laid him down or cut him until he cried out in his anger and his pain. I am leaving, though the fight still remains. Story 61. I had all and then most of you, some and now none of you. Take me back to the night we met. That line has haunted me since I first heard it. Story 62. Isn't it strange how people can change? From strangers to friends, friends into lovers, and strangers again. Strangers by Celeste. Story 63. Gucci Gang. Lil Pump. Story 64. It is so easy to laugh. It is so easy to hate. Takes strength to be gentle and kind. I know Morrissey is a bit unpleasant, but this song and line always get me. Story 65. Fools, said I. You do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. The sound of silence. Simon and Garfunkel. Story 66. Foo Fighters, The Glass. There is something between us. Between me and you. There is something between us. I see right through. I see right through. I had a version of home, and just like that, I was left to live without it. Left to live without it. I have someone I love, and just like that, Story 67. I feel like a failure, but at least it is not every day, and I am getting better. Inhale the grief by Boundaries. Warning, if you go to listen, they are a loud, screamy band. Story 68. For I know just as well as I am standing here talking to you, when that final moment comes and I am breathing my last breath, I will be saying to myself, is that all there is? Story 69. My opinion, our culture can treat a loss like it is a win, and right before we turn on them, we give them the highest praise and hang their banner from a ceiling, communicating and further engraving that an earlier grave is an optional way. Now, Neon Gravestones by 21 Pilots. Story 70. I've got 3 1990s and early 2000s band songs. I tear my heart open. I sew myself shut. My weakness is that I care too much. Papa Roach Scars. I could be in a completely fine mood, but if I hear this song, I'm instantly crying while singing. Life, hope, truth, trust, faith, pride, love, lust, pain, hate, lies, guilt, laugh, cry, live, die. Some friends become enemies, some friends become your family. Make the best with what you're given. This is not dying, this is living. Good Charlotte, move in on. And if I don't make it, Know that I loved you all along, just like sunny days that we ignore because we're all dumb and jaded. And I hope to God I figure out what's wrong. Our Lady Peace, 4 a.m. And then basically the entire song Peggy by Chechnya. Story 71. What else should I be? All apologies. What else should I write? I don't want to fight. What else should I say? All my words are gray. What else should I be? All apologies. I think these lyrics perfectly capture what it's like living with a terrible and genuinely awful childhood. Ever since my young days, I had to be on the defense for nearly every conversation I had in order not to be disliked or beaten up. Every time I accidentally made anyone upset, I would quickly apologize. Growing up, they certainly scarred me. There were so many things I wish I had said to too many individuals. I resent myself for not being brave enough. The consequences aren't eternal, but the feeling is. Story 72. I never cared about cars and guns as long as they would shoot and run, so I guess it is a good thing I never had a son. Story 73. Silence all the songbirds, stilled by the killing frost. Forests burned to ashes. Everything is lost. Rush Vapor Trail. Story 74. Meeting destiny on the road we took to avoid it, as we only compete with ourselves. Band, Dimmu Borgir. Song, Dimmu Borgir. Album, Abrahadabra, 2010. Story 75. It won't be whiskey. It won't be meth. It'll be your name on my last breath. If divorce or death ever do us part, the coroner will call it a broken heart. Story 76. If I leave this world in a loaded daze, I can finally have and eat my cake. Story 77. Jorge Rivera Herons. Monster. If I have to drop another infant from a wall instantly so we all do not die, then I will become the monster. I will deal the blow. I must become the monster, and then we will make it home. Story 78. Beach House Myth. Found yourself in a new direction. Arrows falling from the sun. Canyon calling, would they come to greet you? Let you know you're not the only one. Learning that a loved one wandered to his favorite spot overlooking a canyon, so the last thing he saw before he took his life was something beautiful, has forever changed this song for me. I will never not think of him when I hear it. Story 79. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I ripped his tongue from his mouth and left him gasping for breath. Story 80. Throw a punch, fall in love, give yourself a reason. All lights turned off can be turned on. I will call your mom. Story 81. Did you get enough love, my little dove? Why do you cry? I'm sorry I left, but it was for the best, though it never felt right. My little Versailles, 4th of July. Story 82. Having conversations about my hasty decisions. I had to leave before they even cut the cake. Welcome to heartbreak. Story 83. I'll close my eyes so I won't see the love you don't feel when you're holding me. Bonnie Raitt. Story 84. Once set in motion, it cannot be stopped. Our death in a fanfare, hold my hand and watch. A lifetime we built curled to ash in an instant. You cut my wound deep, how dare you try to kiss it? Wildfire, gone, 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 death song. Story 85. The last thing I heard was you whispering goodbye, and then I heard you flatline. Story 86. Doubt I will ever put this on a record. It is more of a letter to you. I remember all those nights we spent together. I remember every single I love you. Hell, you are better off without me. But I will always have you, in my heart and in my memory, and I will keep you there until my days are few. So lay your head down on his pillow. Let him hold you tight, because he did not hurt you the way I did. And I will just wish I was him tonight. Story 87. Shut my mouth and strike the demons that cursed you and your reasons, out of hand and out of season, out of love and out of feeling. Story 88. Middle of the story. We have all of the past in view, got to where living was something you do, for the time. Dinner is Not Over by Jack Stauber. The whole song resonates with me. I love the analogy of life being dinner and death being dessert. The song does not demonize death or people who are suicidal. It is empathetic toward those people and invites them to savor life a little longer. Story 89. and you never get away, and you never get to take the easy way. And all of this is a consequence, brought on by our own hand, if you believe in that sort of thing. And did you ever really find, when you closed your eyes, any place that was still and at peace? And I guess I just wanted to tell you, as the light starts to fade, that you are the reason, that I am not afraid. And I guess I just wanted to mention, as the heavens will fall, we will be together soon, if we will be anything at all. Shame on us, doomed from the start. May God have mercy on our dirty little hearts. Shame on us, for all we have done, and all we ever were, just zeros and ones. Story 90. I can hear your voice run through my head. The rhythm of my heartbeat still feels dead. Late night, I'm up calling you instead of getting any sleep inside my bed. 2x. Postscript. This is where I break down even more than I have each time in these next lyrics. You deserve to be with someone else who will treat you right, not the project of a person missing pieces you won't find. And I wish I could take back all I said to you that night, because I know pain cuts deeper than what words can define. I wish you didn't leave me. I wish I didn't miss you. Could have taken some time, put aside our issues. You know, I tried to fix this, it's too late now. Bottle of the Hennessy to the head so I can lay down. Story 91. All about you, classified. The whole song, but particularly this part. Life is simple, life is hard, and yes, life is fun. So enjoy the things around you before your life is done. Story 92. Does it feel that your life has become a catastrophe? Oh, it has to be for you to grow, boy. When you look through the years and see what you could have been, oh, what you might have been, if you had. Story 93. I remember you closing the shutters and lying down by my side, and the light that was still slipping through, it was painting your body in stripes. I remember the trees bowed down like an archangel choir, and the ocean was all we could see, and I knew that I wanted you. Story 94. If we have to sail through dangerous oceans and beaches, I will go where Poseidon will not reach us. And if I have to drop another infant from a wall in an instant so we do not all die, then I will become the monster. I am the one thing in life I can control. I am inimitable. I am an original. Story 95. Now, what would you give if you heard my opinion? Conjecturing on matters that I have never dreamed. In all my born days as a white boy from Hickman, based on the way that the world has been to me, it's called me belligerent, it took me for ignorant, but it has never once made me scared just to be. Could you imagine just constantly worrying, kicking and fighting, begging to breathe? Story 96. And nothing else matters. It was our wedding song, and we have stuck to that for 38 years together. Story 97. It's got me on my knees in a bathroom, praying to a God I don't even believe in. Dear Jesus, are you listening? I was in love with this girl when I was 18 or 19. She skipped school one afternoon to come to my house and listen to records. Against me. The disco before the breakdown came in the mail that morning, and we laid in my bed listening to it. She was very into church and her relationship with Christ, and I just wasn't. I tried. I really tried. I went to church with her and spent time with her youth group. That song, Tonight We're Gonna Give It 35%, came on, and it clicked that I didn't believe in God. I think our relationship lasted 6 months after that. Story 98. Everything I do is judged, and they mostly get it wrong. But oh well, because the bathroom mirror has not budged, and the woman who lives there can tell the truth from the stuff that they say. She looks me in the eye and says, "Would you prefer the easy way? No? Well, okay then. Don't cry." Story 99. There are plenty of melancholic songs that I love that make me feel a type of way. But the verse that immediately came to mind when I read the question is from a hardcore punk song. I am at a crossroad where you choose. You either fight or you lose. Refuse to let my life be reduced to rubble. When the problems keep piling up, get a shovel. Story 100. I was surfing the Milky Way. No one could touch me. No one could save me. And my heart was busy chasing stars, while I got lost in the dark. Tears even now. Jonah Blacksmith featuring Roya Oceans. Story 101. It's barely yours on loan, what you think you own, the place that you call home, the ideas in your bones. Time Trap by Built to Spill. Story 102. The entire song is amazing. All of the lyrics hit hard, and I highly recommend a listen. The last bars from Killer Mike stay with me. A few words for the firing squad. Run the jewels. This is for the do-gooders that the no-gooders used and then abused. For the truth-tellers tied to the whipping post. Left beaten, battered, bruised. For the ones whose body hung from a tree like a piece of strange fruit. Go hard. Last words to the firing squad were, forget you too. Story 103. Oh, why are you so sad? What have they done? Forget those mindless baboons. They are off playing God. Copycats in cheap suits are playing it safe, while cannibals of bad news consume a parade. First chorus of Collapsia by Queens of the Stone Age. That song to me is the exact feeling of coping with anger towards the world, especially the government, and trying to tell yourself that things are okay when they maybe are not. Collapsia means a condition where things appear more beautiful than they are. Story 104. It's knowing that this cannot go on forever. Likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Absolutely wrecks me every time. I have to go hug my wife now. Edit. The song is If We Were Vampires by Jason Isbell. Story 105. I was a freedom rider when we thought the South had won. Virginia in the spring of 1961. I sat down on the Greyhound that was bound for Mississippi. My mother asked me if that ride was worth my life. And when the shots rang out, I never heard the sound, but I am still around. The High Women. Story 106. I am not happy. I am just too intoxicated to cry. I first heard that song when I was going through a divorce with my unfaithful wife. I tried to stay in the marriage, and part of that effort was staying intoxicated. In the end, it did not work, but the lyrics fit so perfectly. The song still makes me cry. Story 107. And I need to treat you better. I wish you could live forever so we could spend more time together. I love you, Mama. Apparently, J. Cole. Story 108. Next day, I am walking down the road, kicking rocks. It is my fault. My life is the worst story told. It will be this way until I am old. Story 109. Those are the days of our lives. The bad things in life were so few. Those days are all gone now, but one thing is still true. When I look and I find, I still love you. I know Freddie died back in 1991, but this chorus was a punch in the gut after one of my best friends put himself to rest during the COVID-19 lockdown. Story 110. The further I get from the things that I care about, the less I care about how much further away I get. Story 111. After one of my sisters passed away, I spent some time with my brother-in-law. While I had some time alone, the song Landslide came on the radio. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. Story 112. Turns out freedom is nothing but missing you, wishing I realized what I had when you were mine. Call me corny, but that line always hit me as a great depiction of the feeling of regret. Story 113. I can see it in your eyes. What I know in my heart is true, that our love has faded, like the summer run through. David Gray Shine. Story 114. Your body was tanned and your hair was long. You showed me your smile and my cares were gone. Falling in love filled my soul with fright. You said, come on, babe, it will be all right. I must have been a fool to the bitter end. Now I hold on to hope to have you back again. I would bargain and I would fight. The killers. Here with me. Story 115. This obsession with myself leaves a mess inside my head. Oh, I am doing it again, repelling any potential friend. Privately owned Spiral Galaxy Crywink. Story 116. Something will happen. Something will be learned. Hector Berlioz is the artist, but the actual quote is from Willem Dafoe. Story 117. Sturgill Simpson. Turtles all the way down. There is a gateway in our minds that leads somewhere out there, far beyond this plane, where reptile aliens made of light cut you open and pull out all your pain. Tell me how you make illegal something that we all make in our brain. Some say you might go crazy. Then again, it might make you go sane. Every time I take a look inside that old and fabled book, I am blinded and reminded of the pain caused by some old man in the sky. Marijuana, lysergic acid diethylamide, psilocybin, dimethyltryptamine. They all changed the way I see. Love is the only thing that ever saved my life. Story 118. You could hear the music inside my mind, and you showed me a place I will find even when I am old. Just leaning on the windowsill, you could write to me someday, and I hope you will. We could see the sadness as a gift and still. Story 119. Because trying not to love you only makes me love you more. So I sit here divided, just talking to myself. Was it something that I did? Was there somebody else? Story 120. Everybody mind your head. That's what the sign above me read. Everybody mind your head. It was the sign I needed. Story 121. Watching TV tired, bleeding on the bed. The milk has just expired, all the leaves are dead. I'm not quiet, you've been quiet, just receiving what you said. Reeling, feeding, feeling, filled by everything you fed. I see you as you see yourself through all the books you read. Overwhelmed with guilt and realizing the disease. You give me chills, I've had it with the drills. I'm nothing, you are nothing, we are nothing with the pills. I am empty till she fills, alive until she kills. In her vampire empire, I am. I see you there, rejecting all your earthly power. Protecting and dissecting till you've emptied every hour. We jumped into the pond and then come under the shower. You lay upon my pillow and you open like a flower. I wanted to see you naked. I wanted to hear you scream. Wanted to kiss your skin and your everything. I wanted to be your woman, I wanted to be your man. I wanted to be the one that you could understand. You give me chills, I've had it with the drills. I'm nothing, you are nothing, we are nothing with the pills. I'm empty till she fills, alive until she kills. In her vampire empire, I am. Well, I walked into your dagger for the last time. It's like trying to start a fire with matches in the snow, where you can't seem to hold me, can't seem to let me go. So I can't find surrender and I can't keep control. You turn me inside out and then you want me outside in. You spin me all around and then you ask me not to spin. You say you want to be alone and you want children. You want to be with me, you want to be with him. You give me chills, I've had it with the drills. I'm nothing, you are nothing, we are nothing with the pills. I am empty till she fills, alive until she kills. In her vampire empire, I am. Story 122. Go find another lover to bring along. With all your lies, you're still very lovable. I toured the light on so many foreign roads. For Emma, long ago. Story 123. If you were a teacher, I would fail your class. Take it over and over until you noticed me. If you were a waiting room, I would never see a doctor. I would sit there with my first aid kit and bleed. I want to be the power. Story 124. My father passed away when I was young. He was in rehabilitation before he passed. When he was about to leave, he sat me down, told me he was going, and then said, "Lately I've been thinking, I want you to be happier. I want to see you smile. But no, that means I'll have to leave." These are the exact lyrics to Happier by Marshmello. He passed before that song was released. He passed while in a coma. I didn't get to hear anything after those words since I couldn't visit him while he was in rehabilitation. He was already in a coma when I finally saw him. He then passed. After his funeral, my family and I were at my grandmother's house, and they played music. This was one of the songs played. The next day, my sister was watching music videos and played this song. I can't listen to it. Story 125. Back on the dope. Smack up, smack them. About to make a toast. Raise the glass to a room full of all my dead friends. Ghosts still loud and shouting, pounding fists. Yelling, "Yo, is this a joke? You about to quit, pronounce the mess. You trying to overdose." I looked up and stand at a table with empty chairs. I am not able to move. I am scared this is fatal and prepared. Prepared for my betrayal's consequences. Broke a promise and I get it, I am a failure, I will mess up. Yet I am unapologetic. Story 126. On some level, I think I always understood that these hands of mine were clumsy, not clever. And I tried to do the best that I could. But try as I might, I couldn't bring myself to hold you. It's a secret I keep tucked inside my chest, with this heart of mine that's guilty, not remorseful. There is love that doesn't have a place to rest, but it would have buried you if it had settled on your shoulders. On some level, I think I always understood that a ship could never really love an anchor. So I did the only thing that I could, and severed the rope to set you sailing from my harbor. There are times when I still wonder about you. You are someone I have loved, but never known, and you'll never see the reasons I had for keeping my claws away when they were close enough to hurt you. I am selfish, I am broken, I am cruel. I am all the things they might have said to you. Do you ever think of me and my two hands, and wonder why they never soothed your fevers? And wonder why they never tied your shoes? And wonder why they never held you gently? And wonder why they never had the chance to lose you? Story 127. Knowing is not half the battle. That is a meaningless phrase written by someone insincere. You can accept who you are and still sit around unproductive in your car. Get Out the Car Race by Aesop Rock summarizes the last decade of my life quite well. Story 128. Dan Fogelberg. I thank you for the freedom when it came my time to go. I thank you for the kindness and the times when you got tough. And Papa, I don't think I said, I love you near enough. As someone who has lost a father, this one always hits me. Story 129. I reserve my right to feel uncomfortable. I reserve my right to be afraid. I make mistakes and I am humbled every step of the way. I want to be a better person. I want to know the master plan. Cast your stones, cast your judgment. You do not make me who I am. A day to remember. Sometimes you're the hammer. Sometimes you're the nail. Story 130. You ruined everything good. Always said you were misunderstood. Made all my moments your own. Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. Sorry, I cannot provide the entire lyrics of the song Wow by Alaska Thunderfuck. Story 131. I was unconscious, half asleep. The water is warm until you discover how deep. I wasn't jumping. For me, it was a fall. It's a long way down to nothing at all. YouTube stuck in a moment. But there's a heavy cloud inside my head. Feeling so lonely. I put myself into bed. Fool's Garden, Lemon Tree. Story 132. The whole song is a banger, but for this post, 2 minutes 39 seconds. Story 133. We chase misprinted lies. We face the path of time. And yet I fight, and yet I fight. This battle all alone. No one to cry to, no place to call home. Story 134. I want to love you, but I better not touch. I want to hold you, but my senses tell me to stop. I want to kiss you, but I want it too much. I want to taste you, but your lips are venom. Story 135. It is not about the money and notoriety. It is about the people and making a difference in society. This inspired me to follow my dreams and measure my success not by fame and wealth, but by how many people I help. Can anyone guess who wrote this? Story 136. Right now, against all logic, I am trying to find the time to go fishing 3 times this year thanks to Timothy McGraw. It is not necessarily the hardest hit ever, but it is just a difficult one currently. Story 137. Sometimes I look at these kinds of threads to see if the songs offered are any different. They never are. Story 138. You must have been in a place so dark, couldn't feel the light, reaching for you through that stormy cloud. Now here we are gathered in our little hometown. This can't be the way you meant to draw a crowd. Story 139. Dare by Stanley Bush. Everybody is trying to break your spirit, keeping you down. It seems like it has been forever. There is another voice if you will just hear it, saying it is the last round. Looks like it is now or never. Out of the darkness you stumble into the light, fighting for the things you know are right. Story 140. I finally know what it means to let someone in, to see the side of me that no one does or ever will. So if you were ever lost and find yourself all alone, I would search forever just to bring you home. Story 141. I was the worst to myself, the last person that I would help. It has taken me until now to dig myself out. I feel like a failure, but at least it is not every day, and I am getting better. Inhale the Grief by Boundaries. The entire album Death is Little More has many good lyrics. Story 142. Love is about the changes you make and not just three small words. Frank Turner and the Sleeping Souls. Story 143. She came back to tell me she's gone. As if I didn't know that. As if I didn't know my own bed. As if I'd never noticed. The way she brushed hair across her head. Story 144. This God that I worship, this demon I blame, conspire as one. Exactly the same, it is exactly the same. Descending land of God. Story 145. Well, I know the feeling of finding yourself stuck out on the ledge, and there is no healing from cutting yourself with the jagged edge. I am telling you that it is never that bad. Take it from someone who has been where you are, laid out on the floor, and you are not sure you can take this anymore. So just give it one more try to a lullaby, and turn this up on the radio. If you can hear me now, I am reaching out to let you know that you are not alone. Story 146. Now it is not like you see in movies. That May-December thing, it is not a thing. Makes no difference how good your groove is. Getting old is a bell you just cannot unring. Story 147. I just need someone in my life to give it structure, to handle all the selfish ways I'd spend my time without her. You are everything I want, but I cannot deal with all your lovers. You are saying I am the one, but it is your actions that speak louder. Giving me love when you are down and need another. I have got to get away and let you go. I have got to get over. But I love you so. I love you so. I love you so. I love you so. I am going to pack my things and leave you behind. This feeling is old, and I know that I have made up my mind. I hope you feel what I felt when you shattered my soul. Because you were cruel and I am a fool, so please let me go. Story 148. 'Cause I'm too messy, and then I'm too clean. You told me, get a job. Then you ask where I have been, and I'm too perfect until I open my big mouth. I want to be me. Is that not allowed? And I'm too clever, and then I'm too dumb. You hate it when I cry unless it is that time of the month. And I'm too perfect until I show you that I'm not. 1,000 people I could be for you, and you hate them all. Story 149. Isn't it fun? Story 150. It is the damage that we do and never know. It is the words that we do not say that scare me so. Elvis Costello, accidents will happen. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.